Greetings, penguins, and welcome to this video. I am Wylan, and apparently Apple Barrel makes paint pens now. And I'm going to test one of these pens, and I of course got my favorite colors, neon. I'm gonna swatch these, make a couple illustrations, and see if they're any good. Let's get started. Now that the pens are activated, let's swatch them. Okay, so I'm going to be comparing them with their coverage with Posca's on black and white paper and this previous set of neon paint pens by Royal Landnickel that I tried in a video. Anywho, let's get started. Let's see how these compare. Starting off with pink. Are these kind of fire? Let's compare swatches. This is the Royal Landnickel and this is the Apple Barrel. I found the paint to be a lot thinner, as you can see. It's very sheer on the black here, so I will probably be layering this a bunch. But it flowed very nicely. The colors are vibrant. And one major thing, one of my complaints with the Royal Landnickel was that the blue and the purple were pastel and not neon, but here in the Apple Barrel set, the purple's neon. And I really appreciate that. Let's make art with this. Beginning with a bunch of fuzzy blobs. But these aren't just any ordinary fuzzballs. These are, in fact, puffballs, a sentient plant creature. They live in trees, caves, and mushrooms, grow to many sizes, and can be found in every color of the rainbow. I came up with them when I was a kid by just gluing googly eyes to a pom-pom. And here's the result. I think it's super cute. On to the next piece. It's everybody's favorite magical alien cat girl, Abby! Yes. This is the one where I discovered the true problem child of these markers. Green. This green is so thin. Oh my goodness. As you can see, or not see the color, is barely visible. I found that greens and a lot of cheaper brands tend to be less pigmented than all the other colors. I wonder why that is. Anywho, with some patience and a little willpower, we have a finished piece. On to the third. I'm draining 3 penguins, of course. You know, at least one canvas has to be dedicated to them. This is about where I started having fun with these. On to the paint pens. I did notice that the more liquidy colors grew more opaque with continued use. For example, the purple started off watery, but by the last piece, it worked like any other paint pen. And before you say it, I did shake them before use. Here it is. I love the simplicity of this piece. It's fun and serene. Also, I didn't have to deal with the freaking green. Fourth canvas, baby! For this one, I drew a silky chicken. At least that's what it's supposed to be. It looks more like an amorphous fuzzy blob with a beak. Chickens are an animal I've considered keeping as pets, and I've read that silkies are a good breed for that. We'll see what the future holds. Here it is, finished. Cute chicken or eldritch beast, you decide. Surprise! I'm doing another canvas. Now this one's a little piece of fan art. If you're up to date with Mariah Elizabeth's characters, you would recognize this guy as Blobber Duck, not to be confused with Chicken Chicken. It's a blob, it's a rubber duck, it's Blobber Duck. I love them. And here's the result. It's terrifying. All that's left now is to cover these guys with a couple layers of gloss varnish to protect them. So, neon Apple Barrel paint pens. Are they good? Initially, they were the worst paint pens I had ever used. But once I broke them in, I found them to be decent. Not as good as Royal Landnickel's, but usable. A fine addition to my arsenal. I had fun. Speaking of fun, these canvases are magnetic. Here they are on my fridge. Let me know which painting is your favorite. Mine is between the puffball cluster and the penguins. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you have thoughts, ideas, or suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to see more from me and join the colony of penguins, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.